we're doing another, which is the final Tommy Wonder Day. Alex, right? The final, really.
It really is. This is we've been looking at the best of Tommy Wonder stuff, and what today represents is the rest of the close-up magic. You know, like when he's known for all these great props and these wonderful devices, and this is mostly stuff that it's very minimal stuff involved. You know, it's mostly what we would refer to as just walk around close-up magic. You know, and these are the ones that Tommy would carry around with him, and they're all really wonderful pieces of magic that are well thought out and really fun to watch and probably very inspirational. I know they are for me, so I'm guessing that's what's going to happen for everyone.
Can't believe you have tape of the deja vu reversal. That's like the only sleight in the book that just it's great.
I'm very interested to talk with you about that one because it definitely treads in a lot of areas that you are very interested in.
Well, it's a reversal. For if I had a secret power, it would be the ability to make cards turn upside down. That's my mutant power.
Let's check out this first clip. This is actually the Deja reverse, right?
Right.
All right.
Adam can produce birds though, so that's good.
Can you see the screen?
We can see it.
Okay, please, would you take one of these cards? Just take out one, yes? And remember it? Okay, you take out one there. Okay. And you remember the card, huh? Oh, sorry, Jada. Just one, huh? Just one. You know the card? You know the card? Okay, we'll put it in the deck somewhere. And I would like to have your card. Thank you very much. And we put it in the deck somewhere. Now, I also have some magic salt. And I'm going to find your card with the use of the magic salt. And what I do, when I sprinkle the salt over it, your card will do up, and it will turn face up.
Oh, yeah. Right.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, what was your card, please?
7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. Let's have a look. If it turned over all right. It's a 7. Yeah, the 7 of clubs. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Now, we'll do the same with your card. Your card. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, now, what was your card?
5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. Okay. And here is Diana's card, the 5 of...
Oh, I don't think so.
That's okay.
No, that's your card, right? Yeah, okay. No, sorry. It's a little mistake. I'll have to do it again. It doesn't matter. Now, so here is your card.
It keeps on turning around.
Too much salt.
No, turn it over. Put this.
It's a red card. Maybe it needs pepper.
It should. No. It should. No. I'm sorry. We can't have this. This is. You see, I'm sorry. We need to find our card. Otherwise, it turns up all the time. We can't have that. Okay. 5 of hearts. You said? Yeah. Okay. Now, here it is. The 5 of hearts. No.
Pretty
So
great.
beautiful. So beautiful.
What a beautiful thing, What a beautiful thing, right? What a wonderful effect, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what? First of all, it's a fantastic effect all the way around. What I think is really cool about it is when he turns over and it's the 5, he's like, that's not, as if things are happening and he's not in complete control. But
There's a lot of that in his magic, isn't there?
Really good at that.
Magic is happening to him,
yeah,
not because of him, right? It's a very different point of view, and it's interesting because I think it's a different ride, and people don't expect it, and because of that, you get sucked into the presentations that he has more than you would normally. I think it's really a great gambit.
Yeah, think about this though. If your name is Tommy Wonder, and then you're like this smug magician, it would get really distasteful, kind of, wouldn't it? Pretty
you have
quickly.
to be a kind magician if you call yourself Wonder, don't you?
Yeah, but then the way he does it is like, just all those things. Or when he does the ambitious card and he turns over the card, he's like, there, you know what I mean? He's got that whole thing, and it's just
ongoing theme. It just is happening all around him, right? It's great.
Yeah. That in that particular trick, I mean, you do love reversals.
I do, but he's uses the reversal as a jumping off point and a framing device for a tournament restored card. Plus, he solved a problem that card guys have always had, which is, love the Larry reverse, love the Chris reverse, right? But they reverse a different card. So he's using the same basic beautiful covering action of that Larry reverse and reversing the exact card that you're supposed to be turning over, which is, of course, what you'd like to be able to do with it. And for anyone who's ever, like me, found bottom deal, such a drag to have to learn a bottom deal. It's a much easier application of a similar principle to get that going. It's such a beautiful thing. I didn't know, did Tommy always use bridge cards?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that interesting?
It is interesting. It's definitely a choice, but
fascinating.
I think if you're not looking at that, I think it totally goes unnoticed. I mean, we notice it because we're magicians and we handle cards and we know cards, but I think probably layman never noticed that he used bridge cards.
No, laymen don't really even know the difference, honestly.
It's almost just like those $50 we were speaking about with the coin magic the other day.
I think it's the truth.
I don't know if everyone knows this here, but magicians, really heavy duty magicians, they look at people with $50, in these modern eras since the advent of the St. Louis guys, such as Barcelona and Chris Korn and Homer Wag in Barcelona. They see that and they think, $50, why don't you just use pennies?
Why don't you use a man-sized coin?
Yeah, and they somehow get sexuality into it, which I can't even understand. But regular folks. In fact, I think when you think about cards as something that come out of a person's house, you're as likely to find a bridge deck. Certainly, when we were growing up, everyone watching this in the club, you would often find 2 little bridge decks lying like peas in a pod.
And often, when I was a kid, at least, the giveaway decks were always bridge decks. They never gave away poker decks. That wasn't until later. It was an adult. And then there would be giveaway decks that were actually that size.
All those gimmicked Fox Lake decks were all bridge size cards too.
That was right before I got into Magic. Fox Lake sort of went away. I'm sort of out of the Fox Lake loop.
That's another one. I know
love the Fox Lake though.
Yeah, that's another one of those things. The Fox Lake deck.
Yeah. I know I've heard tale of the Fox Lake deck, but I've never had one.
I once saw the Dead at Fox Lake.
Really?
No, I don't even think it exists.
He just made that up.
It's not a venue.
I was just trying to support whatever he says,
That's got to be a tough ride.
He says something, and we just swear to it, right? Yes, really? The Dead were at Fox Lake. Yes, it was great. I was there.
Say more stuff then. What are we going to do next? Ooh, this has got a good name. Tommy's Wonders Rubik's Card.
A lot of Rubik's
Cube. I love this one.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the Rubik's Cube, but it's really a cool thing. I love this thing. It's so neat.
That's good because just a few days ago we saw a new trick released, right? That had it was a Rubik's Cube card trick and it had a packet trick with Rubik's Cubes on it and it was bad.
Well, it wasn't so good, that's for sure.
This is brilliant.
Good. Yeah,
it was bad.
we won't name any names, obviously.
If you can't say anything nice, do this.
Here we go.
I'm happy that you didn't have to accept the money. I'm happy for you. Yeah.
That's time. Nice.
Playing cards. People never want to play cards with me.
What?
No. Yeah, me too. And this started already when I was a small child. I was 6 or 7, and my brothers, I have 3 brothers. They played a game. It's this game. It's a children's game. It's a card game, but a very simple game. And it's with this little timer, and there is some little blocks there. They have pips on them and blank spaces, pieces of picture cards and all that. Now with these blocks, you can make any playing card, you can configure any playing card in the deck. And you sort of guess the game, what it is. It's one card would be chosen and then they would turn the timer and you would have to build the card within the time of the timer. Yeah, it was a fun game, simple but fun. And would you like to play the role of my brother?
Okay.
It's a bit of a strange thing. Maybe.
I know it's going to drive.
But anyway. Well, they did to my brothers too, so it doesn't matter, right? You just point to a card. Just point to one. It doesn't matter which one. Is not so important. This one, okay,
Yes.
good. Now I don't know when we played this game whether this was the 7 of spades or not. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But let's assume that my brothers and we played this game. It was the 7 of spades. Now one of my other brothers, while he was still busy turning the timer, I had already finished.
Boom.
Right.
Boom.
That's pretty strong right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just goes right. There's no fanfare. It just goes right for the throat.
Exactly.
What's the old thing we talk about? Force and reveal.
Force
Mhm.
Force and reveal.
Look how strong that is.
Structurally, he's like big setup. Force. Reveal.
Talk about a thunderbolt, right? That little box looks like it could hold a thunderbolt inside of it. It's really awesome, man. Love
Pretty
it.
great. You just gotta have anything to say, but wow.
Yeah,
That's really awesome.
pretty much it.
That was the last time I played cards.
Oh.
A denouement.
Or denouement.
That little trick right there is one that a lot of people would like pass over, thinking that, you know, this doesn't fit my style or whatever. But it really, I mean, you see the effect it had on that audience. I mean, they really, they got slammed by that one.
People look at the page and they see, oh, I'm going to need a this and a that, and, you know, some cement, shearing table,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some special fabric glue. And they go, I like that deja reversal. That was just a little of this, you know,
Yeah.
a little of that.
Do a little practice. I don't have to do any building.
Yeah, I wonder if Tommy Wonder decided to use those bridge cards after he decided that bottom deals were his favorite slights. Most people don't simultaneously make both of those decisions at once. It's interesting. It's not that interesting, but, you know, I think it's interesting.
Volume 1, page 112 of the Books of Wonder. That's where that trick can be found.
Nice pull,
If you
Dave.
don't have the Books of Wonder, you should get them. In fact, you should just get them from us. There's a link in the description. That was a Rubik's card. I think there's something about the fact that this guy's got such a massive amount of material and all of it is equally as good. Like, you don't find, that's rare. But that can only be developed over a lifetime of doing this, you know?
That's it.
You just can't expect to be that good in your first few years of Magic. Every effect, a killer.
Honestly, I think we can't really just expect to be that good. You know, you have to be able to get into Magic on the distinct possibility that you may never be that good.
Yeah.
You know, you may just have to be as good as you end up being. But there's no doubt about it. That was not a set of lecture notes, those books. That was a life's work, carefully built. You know, measured 1,000 billion times, published once.
You know, the thing about the Tommy Wonder stuff is he was just it's all worker material. You know what I mean? It's all stuff that is just, it has that feeling like it's been developed over performance after performance after performance. And that's the feeling.
That.
All that stuff. You can't fake that. It's not just a book of tricks he came up with one day. It's his life's work, you know?
Yeah. It's really amazing. I mean, the reality is we are fortunate that a guy like that decided to publish his life's work. You know, I remember when I first got into Magic and hearing the stories of Hofstadter, and when he was ready to pass, he told his wife, take all my notebooks and all my props and burn them. The only thing that was left is what his students had. Like, that was like a sexy idea to me when I was first into Magic, you know? And, you know, the fact that guys like Tommy Wonder do publish all this stuff, to me, I think it's just a gift that we're able to study and get better because of it. So it's, you know, I'm like a little kid in a candy store today, being able to watch this stuff and geek on it with you guys, you know? It's so fun.
It's a weird thing, right? Because Ottokar Fischer, he's the reason we have that Hofstadter material, and we've spent a lifetime wondering and talking and discussing the extent to which that Ottokar Fischer material is a correct representation of all that stuff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, we wouldn't even have the effects.
That's exactly right.
We wouldn't even understand that the Hofzinser Ace problem was called the Hofzinser Ace problem, which is like literally one of the best simple card tricks in the universe. We wouldn't even know that that was a trick to do, you know.
And how many of them are there that auto card didn't get? You know,
Probably plenty. I think
Probably plenty.
Hofzinser could smell a rat. You know what I mean? Talk about a guy that really knew how to hide his spread calls, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. 32 card deck, candles, Vienna.
I guess when you only have like 5 basic sleights that you use, and, you know, for everything, or 10, whatever it is.
Who knew?
Yeah.
2. Like, you know,
You're
the
right.
cards didn't spread. They had no indices. They all looked old, you know?
Yeah.
You got to assume, you know?
Yep.
I mean,
They
we
had
know.
there's no finish on them. They're like card stock. Like imagine like wood pulp paper that you see like when they show you like the old style wooden paper making machines. Like that paper, it's like that, there's nothing sliding there. How you doing magic and calling those cards? What do you mean they're cards?
And I have pictured that they were like, you know, like Baccarat chips. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like plates,
Totally.
you know?
Right.
Fair
And one of those things that
cards.
last for 50 years, right?
Yeah, and they cost now. I mean, this is before anyone had a printing press, right? So everything. I mean, we saw the printing presses, the way they first started to be able to make cards in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and the first pressed cards, and they were such a massive improvement. But you know, if you have these 52 hand painted cards, you know what I mean? It was expensive to get them. You know, if one got, this is pre-Joker, so when one got pooched up, there it was, pooched up. Can you imagine just like crimping and marking, like spilling a little bit of your snuff, dripping a little snuff on someone's cards at a simple parlor game? I believe it would be, if you soiled a playing card, it would be most ungentlemanly.
Sir, you have offended me.
Churlish at best, you know what I mean?
It's the invention of the first gaffed card, the stranger card, or the card that you're able to cut to every time, right?
Right. Card. Clever magician. I think you knew that I picked the Jack of Spades because of that drop of snuff that I attempted to rub out before you kicked me out of the house.
You know, all this sort of old English talk makes me believe it's a great transition into Elizabeth IV.
Elizabeth IV. I'm so glad Elizabeth got the job over Mary. You know, it's good to know that a Boleyn's child sat on the throne.
This is a really, really cool routine. If you've never seen this, pay attention. It's under the 4-minute rule, and it's pretty awesome.
That's okay. You're a great audience. You're a great audience. You know, imagine I place on the table here a playing card face down, and nobody knows this card. Maybe me, but. And you would name any playing card which you think it is.
Yeah.
And I turn it over, and it turns out that you guessed correctly.
No. I don't
No?
think so.
Well, imagine that you would have it right.
Okay.
Now, that would be fantastic.
Yes, it would.
It would be.
Very-
Actually, I think everybody would stand up, give you an ovation. Glory would be your part.
That's very good.
And you know, I think you can do it.
Think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, yeah, glory will be yours.
All
But
right.
I'm going to make it even easier for you. I will put 2 cards so that you have 2 chances. You only need to guess 1 to make it easy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now, there is one small problem.
What's
If you name a card and it's not one of the 2 on the table, then you fail.
Oh, I don't fail. The cards fail.
Oh, is that so? Yeah. Well, anyway, one could say that. But no, I think actually it's not so nice. Glory will not be your part, let me put it that way. And
We'll try.
it's pretty shameful. It's hard. It's hard on you.
Yeah.
And in that case, if that happens, and I don't think it will,
Okay.
in that case, I will give you $40 just to ease the pain. to ease the pain.
I know the cards. Come
I'll
on.
do it. I know.
He's all right. Dude. Okay, now here is 2 cards.
Right.
So I'd say concentrate. Try to guess one of these 2 cards. Concentrate well.
No way you can do
Oh, he can. He can. Now concentrate. What do you think? Red or black? You decide. Name the card now. Name it.
7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds.
Yes.
Let me see. To prevent unnecessary shame on you. Yeah. This is the card you mean? Exactly, not more, not less. 7 of diamonds?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Because, all right, that's good then, that's good. Okay, now let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. Will glory be his part? Or will he have to be in the shameful position that he has to accept the money?
I'll take shame.
You'll go for shame? Well, maybe.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. You did wonderful. You're great, man. You're fantastic. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Oh, boy.
example, right, of practical, not too intense mentalism. Predictions are hard to sell, y'all. This is a beautiful, predictions, right? The idea of, I got a card over here, name a card, look at my card, it's yours, right? That's a hard thing to sell, when we read about like old-timey mentalists doing headline predictions, we can imagine that perhaps because there's so much around it. But when we just try and sell a prediction, it's a tough thing to do. Steve, do you have a prediction, a straight prediction in your close-up?
Not in close-up, no. Not in
Most of us don't, right? I mean, this is really a perfect example of how you can make a prediction play in close-up.
Well, what's great about this one in particular is the fact that, there's something at stake to it, right? There's the money and, and it's a very straightforward kind of thing. And that's what I think makes it so strong.
Yeah, Michael Sproul says he has this one in his case. I wonder how many, Michael Sproul, how many of Tommy Wonder's tricks have you built already? Because we all know Michael is a DIY guy, and he's going to build it.
Might be easier for Michael to list the ones he hasn't yet made.
All right. Well,
to be fair, this is one of the easier ones. This is the one. I am not a DIY guy. I'm like a done for you guy, like a delivery guy.
Yeah,
right?
UPS delivery.
Right, bring it on over. And I have to say, this is one of those tricks that even I could make. You actually remember I used to do a similar version of this on stage with confabulation.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the card, and the confabulation letter was playing the role of the card. On top of it, it was a jumbo card with a confabulation letter.
That was a good routine, dude.
It was good, right?
You used to close your your parlor show with that one.
Yeah, but it's the same principle, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful, doable trick.
Yeah,
really doable, really practical. This and the what do you call it? A wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you even have to admit that deja vu trick, it's not self-working. But that was a pretty darn easy trick to actually do and incredibly deceptive. And it's sort of built, like Steve was saying, it had stakes, it had the other card, another couple elements, and it really just came together. It's not an earth-shaking miracle, really, but it comes together as a complete piece,
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. You'd say if you don't have the routine, if you don't have all that character and all that built around it, the effect itself is not earth-shaking. But what is it? He has two. It's two, right?
Right.
So
you're 50% right.
Yeah.
And there is a case where you can have a miracle.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You sure can. In some cases, both cards would be the selection, right? Oh.
Right.
But as Garnet would be quick to note, the trick at that point might run 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you chose to sell it.
So this
You
next
got to have a joke there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This next piece is we're going to take another look at one of Tommy's great pieces of close-up magic. This is the card through handkerchief, and well, it's a really short one. So don't take your eyes off the
You're
screen.
gonna get your 3 minutes back.
Yeah, for 1 second. Don't look away. All right, here we go.
Sorry.
I'm gonna keep up with this one.
Huh? You want to?
Yes. I'm getting hot in here.
Okay. Good.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway,
Oh my God.
just to relax a bit, take a card. Take a card.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
relax.
Okay. That's okay. I'll show it to the people too. Now, we also have this. Yeah, I know. There's a tough guy you're working for. Anyway, a handkerchief, solid.
Right.
Yes? Okay. Now, tell me, what was the name of your card? Because we're going to find it while it is totally isolated
It
in the
was-
handkerchief.
Queen of Clubs.
Okay, we'll try. No. Yeah, something is coming through.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God.
What did you say? The Queen of Spades?
Club.
Great.
No more.
No holes.
Don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Me neither. Me neither. Okay. Now let me see. I'll put this away.
So that's a beautiful trick.
It's one of
There's so
those
many
tricks that I
methods.
expect to see Tommy Wonder do, right? It's a classical piece of magic, and I'd almost consider that to be like a Tommy Wonder trick, just because it's like it's just classical, and I associate very classical magic with that guy. Like all the pieces he chooses are very classical pieces, and that's like just beautiful magic in that dude's hands. Very simple, easy to follow, and I think he's using that as a way to follow up like a killer. Like you noticed at the beginning of that clip, like everyone's going, wow, and he's waving the fan, he's, fanning off the audience because he just knocked them down. They all just got bowled over, and he's using that as a way to keep the show going. But let's do something light and keep the magic going. And it's still amazing. It's just, he went up here and he's bringing it down here so we can crank it back up and go up again. And it's a very effective tool in that case,
It's one of those tricks I always consider like an impromptu trick, even though it's not. You need the deck, you need the hanky, right? But it's so organic and so magical, and it's got such a wonderful feel and look to it, and people give it such a wonderful reaction. It's the kind of trick where even if you didn't bring a pocket square when you work, you'd want to start, because it's just heaven.
You know what's interesting about that? That's like the part B of force and reveal, right?
Right.
That's control and reveal.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to do it in between forces and reveals,
Mm-hmm.
or else they'd all be force and reveal, and then even the regular folk would be, all he does is reveal cards.
It's pretty, that is very magical looking, though. You have to admit that movement, and as the card, it really visually looks like it's penetrating through that handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to me like the perfect visual piece of magic, and it's 2 minutes long.
I don't actually remember Tommy Wonder's method in Look Like Magic. Alex, what would you say without, saying the wrong stuff? What would you say distinguishes this particular method, his method?
I don't know that there's anything that really distinguishes it. To me, it's just a beautiful piece of classical magic. And, that's what I expect to see in Tommy's hands. And that's what I think of when I think of Tommy. And to me, it's like, say it again.
Is it in the book?
Yeah, it's in the book. Absolutely in the book. And he's,
Okay.
he's got, the way he's getting set up is probably a little more elegant than the standard version, but it's not far off from it. It's just like all of Tommy's stuff. He finds a way to make things very efficient and, streamlined, right? It's all just sort of happening through the action of doing all of the stuff that's outwardly happening.
That's very exciting. Now I have another good reason to go back and check out the book again, because now there's another groovy walk around trick I'm going to be able to find in their beautiful handling for.
Right.
I
But
was-
you
I
can
was so
do
busy
right
getting
now.
magic
You have
that
it.
was-
You have the materials to do it right now.
Yeah, it's like normally when I see tricks, I'm not thinking like, how does this work? because I know this trick. I know many methods for this trick. And I was watching, and I just saw magic. You know, it didn't even occur to me
Yeah.
that there was a method.
Well, partly too is anytime you run into anything that's so visual, like it doesn't really require you to think too much.
Mhm.
You don't have to analyze that trick. You just have to watch.
That's right. You don't need to speak the same language. You can just do that trick, and everyone's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, what's the name of this fellow who's always in this role as spectator?
David?
This
David's
Lake
the
Tahoe
Mustang.
guy?
The black guy in the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's David. Yeah.
Oh, it is David?
Yeah.
Do you feel like most of the time magicians feel David is just on the slight leading edge of participatory?
Yeah, but I think he's sort of given himself that role, and he's come to these things, and he's always in the front. And I think at a certain point, the performer started to request that he was in the front because he was good at being a spectator, you know? And they're looking to get that genuine reaction out of him, you know, because you can tell when he's sort of pouring it on. You can tell when you actually get him. Tommy gets him. Like, you'll see one in here that we're coming up on that, like, Tommy just nails this guy hard, and you know he's not faking it. It's good.
Speaking of classical, this next one is the complete definition of classical card magic. Everywhere and nowhere.
Would you please, when I shuffle the cards, just say stop. Just say stop somewhere.
Stop.
Okay, good. Remember the card. Okay, good. Now, okay, I'm going to find your card. Look. There you are. 2 of hearts. Wasn't it?
No.
Okay. Wrong color?
Not high enough neither.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Don't tell us.
You know what?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, let me see. I'll find the card. Don't worry, don't worry. I'll find the card. Even if I have to try 52 times, I'll get there. Okay. Here is your card. The 2 of spades. No?
No.
It was the 2 of clubs.
No.
Was it the 2 of diamonds?
No.
It was not the 2?
No, it wasn't that too. It wasn't just the wrong color.
No, it's completely wrong, right? Okay, what was it? No, I haven't got it.
I know it.
What was it?
You find it.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Well, now you got 49 more tries. Yeah.
Black,
Yeah.
spades,
Yeah.
king. Well, that's the simple stuff. You rub, change. Here, 2 of diamonds. You rub, turn it over, turn it over. Change. Yeah, they all got. Yeah, they all got king of spades. But if you just rub a card like that, it becomes the king of spades. And it's this card and this card and this card and this card. It's all there. But the funny thing is, this is just an illusion because these 3 cards, like you know, they're just the 3 tunes. Yeah. And these cards are all different. And this is not the card because here is the king of spades.
That's good, huh?
So good, man. So elegant, beautiful. Like everything you want out of a card trick, right? At the end, it's like, I don't want to see any more card tricks. I saw it. I saw card magic. It's done.
Yeah,
So
I feel like
good.
we got to call Mike Post. You know, he was interested in everywhere and nowhere, and that's the one.
That is the version.
I
You're right.
forgot that he was into that. I'm going to talk to him soon. I'll mention that to him.
I got some good ones in our chat too. Like people like that one.
Yeah, how can you not? It's so beautiful.
If you want to know what everywhere and nowhere is, but a lot of everywhere and nowheres involve a packet, and you're showing the cards on the packet, and they never really leave the packet. Here, in theory, there might have been a packet, but it never felt like a packet.
Mm-mm.
It was individual cards were changed into your card, and it was magical. I think that's the best one of those you could get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems
plus-
very practical. I mean, like I said, all of this stuff seems to be like walk around magic for Tommy Wonder, right? So these are practical things that can be done over and over again. Lovely.
Like, you know, tomorrow night we're doing a show called Sleight Night here on Conjure Community.
It's here.
Yeah, it's here, and we're going to be looking. There was one of those slides that we're going to talk about tomorrow night that he used in that routine.
Very similar,
And
right?
Very similar. Yeah, might as well be. And
well
I
be.
love the way that Tommy Wonder did it. I loved his actual approach to it, which was very different than the way it's traditionally done, in the real world. But in Tommy's world, it looked really great. It had 4 very significant beats to it. So, anyway, tomorrow night is Slight Night. We won't talk about it right now. So, we see Tommy do a lot of card magic, right? And that seems to be like his, he does a lot of weird stuff magic, but cards tend to be the thing that Tommy...
His milieu.
I don't know what that means. What's that mean? Milieu?
His zone of comfort.
His
and
forte.
Yeah.
Stuff he does, man. The stuff he does.
All right, yeah.
His wheelhouse.
Oh, I know what that means. Wheelhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Now you're talking his language.
Keeping it Yankee.
Keep it Yankee, bro. But when you get to see Tommy do coins,
you're like, wow, Tommy's doing coins. Am I right?
It always excites me to see Tommy Wonder do coin magic.
So let's take bets right now. Silver dollars or $half?
What do you think? Put in your bets right now.
We don't want those bridge cards to be
Yeah.
Nickel. He's using nickels.
half pennies.
Hey pennies.
Hey pennies, yeah.
Hey pennies.
All right, I'm excited about watching. This is Tommy Wonder with the classic coins across plot. Not so classic. Yeah, it's pretty classic, but it's got his little twist on it.
We wonder what comes next.
A small trick with 4 coins. Silver coins, 3. They're Dutch silver coins. And here is a copper one which has an owl on it. Yeah, it's cute, huh? Yeah. Here, you can see it too. See this little owl? And that owl wants to have the money. Look.
Get out of here.
You want me? What? It's very simple. They just fly from here.
Yes.
Last one.
Tommy one.
Oh, no way.
Nice.
Oh, get out of here.
The copper coin, it also likes to go to the silvers, but that's another thing. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But because it is an owl, it has wings, meaning it can fly as well. It will fly from this hand to this hand. Here it is. I think so, yeah. Here it goes. I'll do it the invisible way. Here it goes. From here to there.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Oh, no, sorry. It should have been this one. But it doesn't matter. We try again. No. Normally, in Holland,
we keep losing.
it also always goes from here to there.
Yeah.
Now,
And this-
no, it's still honest. It's nothing happened yet. It's the copper
Right.
coin which goes. Here it goes. Up. And the last time it must work. The last time it must go from there to there. There's no other way. Here it goes.
Okay.
Hop.
Oh, wow.
And ah, no. There's another little thing. The copper coin, it can also crawl out of the box. You want to see that? We will count to 3 and it will slowly crawl out of the box at the 3rd count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wow. No.
Wait a minute.
Do you know where it went?
No.
Me neither. I mean, there's 3 silver coins, there is a box, there is a lid. Do you know where the copper coin went?
No.
No, me neither. No. Wait.
Y'all see? Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's the best.
It's
That's
really
like
good.
a whole coin act.
It's a whole coin act, right? It's not just coins across. It's a whole coin act, man.
It's coin across, a keto box, penetrations, super transpositions, audible transpositions. It's beautiful.
And the coin box helped clean everything up so that it looks like he has nothing but empty hands and the 4 coins that are in play the whole time. It's just beautiful, man. The construction is just such high level thinking. I'm just, it's so inspiring, dude. I love it.
Coin to eyeball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that done before. I've seen people put them on top of their heads and stick them to their, foreheads and stuff like that. But I've never seen someone put it in your eye. Hang on one second, Alex.
Like the planters guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Planter's peanut guy.
See?
Didn't he just die recently and they brought him back for like a marketing play?
I'm sure.
I think so.
We're trying to
It
figure
didn't
out
reach too far.
if he's like from the 20s or the 30s. Like, I feel like he's the
Mr. Peanut.
Monopoly man. Yeah, it's like, I'm sure the idea. We were thinking about that,
He's the
right?
Monopoly man's young hip son.
Right.
Well, I just feel like if everyone's totally broke, right? Everyone's totally broke. It's the Depression. You sort of want to say, hey, if you can bring Planters peanuts into the house, it's classy. Here's a peanut with a monocle. You can be part of the 1%.
I'm curious.
This classy mix.
I'm curious to know, out of all that Tommy Wonder close-up stuff that we watched, put it in chat. Let us know what was your favorite out of everything we watched today. Was there one thing that stuck out to you as like your absolute favorite of what he did?
It's a tough one.
It's
Man.
a tough
They're
question.
all so good.
You would almost say like, what's your favorite purely on Magic? What's your favorite? What would be your favorite first one if you were going to learn one?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. There's so many good ones.
Right.
I would just have to say, I think maybe Everywhere and Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it, the Deja Vu thing in terms of that practical card stuff, those two. But then there's some other things, right? Because there was that wonderful Elizabeth IV with the dice. I mean, that was just
that was
Nice.
hard hitting.
Nice card. Yeah. Yep.
As just a pure card routine, I would think that Everywhere and Nowhere in that coin routine, coins and cards are just so. If you had to like post one classic version of any routine with those two items, those two would be at the top of any list you could make of just beautiful.
Talk about a start to a close-up act, right? If you had those two pieces, you could build an act around those two pieces. It's really, there's so much magic that's happening and so strong and well constructed.
They're each kind of category killers.
They kind of are.
Because there's no really point doing a different card trick after or before it, and there's not really a point doing a coin trick after or before the other one. It's like the whole thing. You might as well move on to thimbles at this point.
And that's when he does his cups and balls routine and says, all right, have a good day, everyone.
Or Magic with bacon.